Dugongs are popularly known as sea cows. They graze on seagrass meadows underwater the same way as cattle graze on land. Dugongs are gentle vegetarian mammals. They can grow to a length of 3 meters and weigh up to 500 kilos. They can live up to 70 years. Dugongs live across the Indian and Pacific Ocean basins and travel hundreds of kilometers in a day. The problem is dugongs are on the verge of extinction and are rarely sighted. Dugongs have been disappearing and are on the International Union for Conservation of Nature's Red List of Threatened Species. Seagrasses, the dugong's food, are an important ecosystem, providing a home to thousands of ocean species. They play an important role in reducing the effects of climate change by storing up to 83,000 tons of carbon per kilometer. They filter and maintain water quality and protect coasts from erosion. However, seagrasses have been disappearing at a rate of 110 kilometers a year since 1980. Now, a global movement has been launched for the conservation of dugong and their seagrass habitats in 8 countries, from Africa to Asia and into the Pacific. One of these countries is Sri Lanka. Dugongs have been reported in seagrass meadows found in the northwest of the country, in the Gulf of Mannar and Park Bay. However, the information available is largely based on mortality and stranding records. Marine activists say 13 dugongs were killed in the region last year. Dugongs are victims of destructive fishing practices like blast fishing, where explosives are used to kill fish. Blast fishing destroys the surrounding ecosystem. Some dugongs are suffocated after being trapped by a gill net. Gill nets are invisible walls of monofilament netting designed to entangle fish. One fisherman can set a mile of gill net. These gill nets also accidentally catch endangered ocean animals like dugongs, sea turtles and sharks. For an air-breathing mammal like dugong, this means certain death. Dugongs need to surface every 6 minutes or so to breathe. In April this year, 2 men were arrested in the region for transporting 82 kilos of dugong meat. There is an underground market for the meat which is highly sought after. Dugongs are also injured by high-speed tourist and fishing boats. To prevent the killings, the Dugong and Seagrass Conservation Project brings together different partner organizations.
This project can start to reverse that trend.
The project is coordinated by the Sri Lanka government's Department of Wildlife Conservation.
And obviously their habitats and try and...
All the institutions has one common goal, the protection of environment and sustainable use. We have established a national level steering committee with the participation of all the stakeholders, Navy, Army, Police, Fisheries Department, Coast Conservation Department, even Tourism Department and many departments. And we form and we establish National Steering Committee and discuss their own activities and come into conclusion how we can do it in environment friendly manner. We make proposals to the policy level.
The dugong is a charismatic species, just like whales and dolphins and sea turtles. So we are using the dugong here not only to protect the animal, but also to protect the rest of the environment that the animal inhabits, including the seagrass beds and the biodiversity of the seagrass beds, where there are fish, other invertebrates, sea cucumber, sea urchins and all of that live in the seagrass bed. So this project is gathering the information, looking at the hotspots, the types of seagrasses that the dugongs prefer, where are they located? Because in the management plan we will have to restrict fishing in certain areas.
The management plan, which is under preparation, hopes to establish an additional 10,000 hectares of marine protected area in the Gulf of Mannar and Park Bay. Along with restrictions on fishing will come restrictions on export. 99% of the sea cucumber harvested is exported. There is over-exploitation of species like lobster, sea cucumber, chanks and mollusks, which have already disappeared in some areas.
Preparing the management plan is a very difficult thing because there are a lot of stakeholders in this, and fishermen particularly feel that the moment you bring in certain restrictions, it affects their livelihood. So to have them to agree to sort of protect certain areas, not to fish in certain areas, that is a very difficult thing.
The project is sensitizing fishermen to the benefits of conserving dugongs and their habitat. Alternative livelihoods are being promoted to ease the pressure on fishing. Fishermen are being helped to set up ornamental fish rearing tanks, crab and sea bass cages in shallow waters. Some are taking tourists dolphin watching. In Serakulia fishing village in Kalpatia, we meet a group of 8 women who set up a tailoring shop after they were provided 6 sewing machines under the project. The modest earnings provide additional income.
දැන් පවුලේ එක්කෙනයිනේ රස්සාවට යන්නේ. එතකොට අපිටත් වෙනම ආදායමක් ඒ පවුල වෙනුවෙන් දෙන්න පුළුවන්නේ. එතකොට අපිට පුහුණුවක් දුන්නා. එතකොට ඒක අපි දිගටම කරගෙන යනවා. අපිට ඕඩර්ස් දීලා ඒගොල්ලෝ ගන්නවා. බෑග්ස් එහෙම ගන්නවා. එතකොට අපි ඒක කරගෙන යනවා.
අපි මේ තව මැෂින් දෙකක් විතර වගේ දාගන්න ඉන්නවා. ඒ වගේම තව අපිට මේ දැන් ආයතනයකින් අපිට දෙනවා නම් රෙදි ඕඩර් අපිට අවුරුද්ද පුරාවටම දෙන්න මොනවාද ඒතර අපිට දවස ගානෙම අපිට තියෙනවනේ මහන්න මාසෙකට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ආදායම. ඉතින් අපිට දැන් අපි මේ තුසාන් සර්ටත් කතා කරා පමුණුවෙන් වගේ අපිට රෙදි දාන්න තැනක් හොයලා දෙන්න කියලා. අපිට ඒතකොට දවස අවුරුද්ද පුරාම මහලා අපිට දාන්න පුළුවන්. අපිට ඒගොල්ලන් දෙන අයිටම් ඕන එකක් මහන්න පුළුවන්. මේ හැම දෙයක්ම ඉතින් අපි මහපුවා තමයි. මීට වඩාත් ඉතින් හොද්දට මහපුවක් තියෙනවා. ඕනම දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන් අපිට ඒ වගේ මේ උදව්වක් කරොත් ඉතින් අපි කැමතියි.
ඒක නම් දැන් මම තාත්තා කරන්නේ. එතකොට එයා ඒක තමයි දිගටම කරනවා. ඌ ගොඩක් ඉතින් රැකියා නැහැ මේ පැත්තේ. දැන් මගේ වයසේ අයත් රස්සාවට යනවා. මුහුදු රස්සාවට ඉගෙන ගන්න ඉතින් A level වගේ කරලා ඉවරුනහම එතනින් ඉගෙනීම ඉවරයි. ඊට පස්සේ රස්සාවක් නැත්නම් ඉතින් කලපුවට තමයි යන්නේ. සමහර අය ගමෙන් පිට යනවා.
දැන් ඒක තමයි උනන්දු වෙන්නේ. දැන් තව දෙයක් මේ වගේ මේක දියුණු කරගත්තා නම් අපිට එතකොට අර රස්සාවෙන් ඉතින් ටිකක් උපය ගත්තත් ඇතිනේ. එතකොට අපිට මේකෙන් මාසික ආදායමක් තියෙනවනේ. ඉතින් අපේ දුව තවමත් ඉස්කෝලේ යනවා. උසස් පෙළ කරන්නේ දැන්. පුතා නම් ඉතින් දැන් රැකියාවකට යන්න ඉන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒ වගේ ඉතින් මේක වැඩි දියුණු කරගත්තා නම් මට හිතෙන්නේ මේ ඉතින් අපිට අරක රස්සාව අඩු වුණත් ඇති කියලා හිතෙනවා. මේක ඉතින් කොහොමත් මාසිකව අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ආදායමක් එන තැනකට තමයි අපි මේ ඉදිරියට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. ඉදිරියටම හොඳටම කරගෙන යන්න.
In the absence of a strong vocational training program by the Sri Lankan government, young people are unable to leave the fishing industry and allow fish stocks to replenish.
මම නම් කැමති නෑ දැනට මේ මට රැකියාවට යන්න මේ කෙනෙක් නැති කින්ද මෙයා නම් මෙයා ළඟදී විදේශගතව ඉඳින්නේ. දීවරෙත් ගොඩක් වැඩිනේ. දීවර ගොඩක් දීවර ජනතාව වැඩිලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අද දැල දාන තැන හෙට ගිහින් දැල දාන්න බෑ. කියන්නේ විශ්වාස කරන් යන්න බෑ. එච්චර සෙනගක් දැන් රස්සා කරනවා මොකද. ඒකෙන්ද දැන් මේ කල්පුසීම මුදට යද්දි ඊටත් වඩා සෙනග වැඩි.
අධ්‍යාපන සුදුසුකම් අඩු අයට මොකක් හරි වෘත්තීය පුහුණුවක් පිළිබඳ මොකක් හරි එහෙම පාඨමාලාව එහෙම දීලා ඒ වලින්ම රජයේ සම්බන්ධව ජොබ් දෙනවනම් ඒක හොඳයි. හැමෝටම අධ්‍යාපන සුදුසුකම් නැහැනේ.
We see the conservation project using sonar technology to survey seabeds to locate seagrasses and dugongs.
The sonar will create an image of this. It's like radar, which is working underwater, where you will continuously look at the sea floor, and you will see when it's flat sand, we will see a flat environment, and when the seagrass, you will see the texture of the sea floor changing, and then you know that there's something happening. What we will do is we'll use a grab hook to put it down and see if anything gets entangled in it, and if there's evidence of seagrass presence on the bottom, or on conversely we will use a diver to go in, snorkeler to go and spot check the area, and once you find a good area of seagrass, we would carry out surveys.
For the first time, drones are being used for marine conservation. Drones are able to capture images of dugongs, which usually swim at a depth of about 5 to 10 meters and surface to inhale fresh air. They breathe by exposing only the nostrils on the tip of their snouts above water for a couple of seconds. They are barely seen, unlike dolphins that leap in and out of the water, or whales that squirt water.
Now this was just a demonstration, but the drone is used when you are on the boat platform. Use it as a high altitude camera. First is when we do spot some possible dugong tracing in the sonar, and we need to verify it, and sometimes it's difficult to just watch for the dugong to surface, and if the water conditions are suited for this kind of activity, like sending a drone, that means clear water or shallow water where the drone can see underwater, you would send it out and look at the sea area from a higher altitude, so that if there is an animal, you would see it. The second scenario is in very shallow water where, moving through seagrass, the boat gets stuck, it's very shallow sometimes, like inside the lagoon areas. It's easier to just get the drone up and run it around and see what's down there.
The drone will be a useful tool when the team can arrange a larger boat to go to the real hotspot further offshore and stay on the boat for a few days. Sri Lanka's Wildlife Department, which is primarily a land organization, is gearing itself for full-scale underwater work. Dugongs are also found in the Indian side of the Gulf of Mannar and Park Bay. India has a maritime border with Sri Lanka, but for the dugongs there are no borders, just one habitat. But the challenge is deep-sea bottom trawling by Indian and Sri Lankan fishermen in each other's waters. The bottom trawl nets scoop up everything in its path, damaging vulnerable ecosystems.